Good morning and happy Sunday. Let me know who's here. I'm going to go set up my mat. For today's practice, we're going to be using, go ahead and grab all the blocks. Or let's say blocks. Go ahead and grab all the props. So have two blocks or block-like objects. Have two pillows from the couch that are of equal size. And then go ahead and grab a blanket or a towel. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So take your towel or your blanket. You need to go grab one. Go ahead and do that. I'm using a towel today, so that's all I got. And yeah, so today we're doing Sunday soul service, which is, we'll move, we'll do some vinyasa type work, and then we're also mixing a little bit restorative. So roll up your towel or your blanket. So you've got a nice little roll. This is a little bit smaller than what I would normally do, but so know that you can have this a little bit bigger. But small is good too. And then come to sit down in front of it so that your back faces it, and then just bring yourself to lay down on your back. And you're just going to kind of line up the shoulder blades on this toe. And the arms can go to the side. And I kind of like to take my legs long. So set yourself up in a little bit of a back bend here with support. Again, right underneath the shoulder blades. To start. And then you can look up. Yeah, I like to take my arms to the sides. You can let the eyes close. And take a moment here to tune in to our theme for the week, which is empathy. Having a little bit more empathy for ourselves so that we can have empathy for others. And noting and noticing, recognizing that this isn't an unlimited resource. And actually by having more empathy or tuning more into our own feelings or letting ourselves feel what we feel actually creates more empathy for others. Instead of trying to avoid make ourselves feel bad or unworthy of feeling because someone's always got it worse. Instead, kind of embracing this idea that we can actually, by the way of fully feeling our own feelings, by sitting with them, by letting them take their course, that is the path to more empathy for others. It always starts with self. Let's break down these ideas because sometimes it's not always counterintuitive, or it's not always intuitive. This idea can be counterintuitive. I didn't sleep much last night. I don't know why. One of those lay in bed with feeling awake. So forgive me if the, my sentences are funky or if wrong words come out. Go ahead and bend the knees if you have the legs straight. And then just go ahead and roll over to your left side. And then top of the blanket will be underneath you. Just push yourself up to sit. Move this little jelly roll towel over to the side and just take a moment seated. You can catch hands, elbows go around the knees, and just let yourself relax out of this for a moment. Taking a moment to tune into the breath a little bit more. Send breath through the body. Just notice the breath. Open the eyes. If they're closed, lean back a little bit, cross the ankles, and roll over the feet and come to hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, you can put a towel or that towel that we just used with a blanket underneath your knees. And then tuck your left toe behind you. Lift your left heel up in line with the hip and lift your right arm. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower hand and knee. Inhale, pick the opposite. So right leg, left arm, breathe in. Breathe out and lower. Opposite side again, right arm, left leg, breathe in. Breathe out, lower your right hand and then tuck your left knee behind your right knee. Walk the hands a little bit over to the right. So you're going to have hands and knees across the thighs, right thigh in front. Breathe in, let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Exhale, press into the hands, puff up the back, let the head fall heavy. Breathe in, belly drops for cow. Exhale, puff up back for cat. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, puff up the back with the head fall heavy. Walk the hands back to center. Extend your left leg long and take the knee down next to it. Tuck your right toe. Lift your right heel in line with the hip and then lift your left arm. Breathe in. Breathe out and over. Inhale, right arm, left leg lifts. Exhale. Breathe in. Left arm, right leg lifts. Breathe out. Take the left hand down. Tuck your right knee behind your left and walk your hands a little bit over to the left. Another round of cat-cows with crossed eyes, left thigh in front. Breathe in, belly drops, chest lift. Breathe out, puff up the back, the head fall heavy. Again, breathe in a few more rounds. Breathe out. Inhale, belly sinks towards the floor, chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Exhale, puff up the back, the head fall heavy. Come back to neutral. Walk the hands a little bit more over to the right or back to the center of the mat rather. And then extend your right leg long and bring the knee to the mat. This time you'll tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Yeah, widen your down dog. If you came up and you had a really short down dog, then just pedal up your feet, one foot, and then the other. Yeah, press through the hands, lengthen out the sides of the waist. One more cycle of breath here. In. Now you can shake the head no, open and close the mouth. And out. Bring the knees back to the mat here. Wrists come back underneath the shoulders. And then from here, tuck your right toes. This time you're going to take the right fingertips forward. Yeah, press down through the left hand. Lift out of the left hip here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring your right hand back and lift your right heel up in line with your right hip. Exhale, take the right knee to the right armpit, and then step the foot outside the right hand. Shift the hips forward, walk the hands forward as well. Just lift your back toes, lift your back knee, look forward, and just take a couple of pulses forward and back. Forward and back, letting the hips slowly open. Yeah, then from here, take your right foot back, left knee comes to the mat, spin to the inner edge of the right foot, right arm reaches up, supported side plank. Exhale, reach the hand up and over the ear. The gaze can come up and underneath the armpit, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Go ahead and bring both hands down. Come back to your hands and knees. And then take your left fingertips forward. Really press through the right hand. Tuck your left toes. Take your left toes back behind you. So continue to kind of build a little bit of heat in the core. Finding length in the left side of the body. Good, and then bring your left hand back underneath the left shoulder. Lift your right heel in line with the right hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take left knee to the left armpit and then step the foot forward outside the left hand. Shift the hips forward. Walk your hands forward in line with your left foot. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. Lizard pose. Yeah, if the hands don't reach the floor, just take the hands to blocks and then pull forward and back a few times. Keep it simple. Yeah, forward. And then find a little stillness. Left foot comes back, plank pose. And then drop your left or your right knee to the mat. Spin to the inner edge of your left foot. Breathe in and lift your left arm up. Breathe out, take the left arm up and over the ear. The gaze can come up and underneath the armpit. Yeah, big, nice open stretch in the left side of the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, hand and knee come back to the mat. Tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. Breathe in and roll to plank pose. Breathe out, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, head and chest lift, elbows pull back. To the top of the feet press. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat. Breathe in, lift the head and the chest. Yeah, press into the tops of the feet. Exhale, lower the forehead. Inhale, head and chest lift. Exhale, press into the hands and find downward facing dog. Pedal up the feet a few more times here. Shake the head no. Then begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Take your time. When you get to the top, you'll take a half lift, look forward. Exhale, hands come to the waist. Soft through the knees, come all the way to stand up. Exhale, heel to the feet together and take the hands by the sides. Tadasana. From here, separate the feet. Just about hip width distance. You can look down, notice like 2 to 3 inches between your toes. Interlace the hands behind you. Breathe in and make the heels of the hands behind. Breathe in and lift the chest. Let the knuckles fall down towards the heels. Chin lift, chest lift. Exhale, soften the knees. Belly comes to the thighs and fold over the legs. Hands come up and overhead. Breathing in. You can gently shake the head no. Breathing out. Open and close the mouth. Soften the eyes. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, bend the knees. Hands pull back, look forward. And come all the way up to stand. Release the hands. Give yourself a hug. Right arm comes on top. Just find something to look at. And release the arms. Interlace the hands behind you. Take the non-habitual grip. Heels the hands go wide. Making room for the shoulder blades. Yeah. Breathe in, lift the chest. Knuckles reach down towards the heels. Chin lift. Exhale, soften the knees and fold over the legs. Hands reach up and over. Let the head fall down. Notice your breath. And then bend the knees, hands pull back. And come all the way up to stand. Release the hands. Left arm comes on top of right. Give yourself a hug. Find something to look at. And release the arms. Heel to the feet together. Find Tadasana for a moment. Feel the feet pressing down. And then from that stability, just let the hands float to touch in front of your heart. Let the eyes close. Rub the hands together a little bit here, creating a little bit of heat between the hands. And then just hold the hands just right up over the eyes here. Feeling the heat transfer to the face, to the eyes. And then bring the hands back to your heart center. Tuning back into our dedication for today. Making it a little bit more personal here in this moment as you come back to your breath. How can you be just a little bit more empathetic towards yourself? How can you release the chains a little bit from your own ankles, from your own hands and wrists? In whatever way that you're constricting yourself, when it comes to letting yourself feel whatever you feel. For some of us, that can even mean joy. When things become too good, we start thinking about contingency plans or worst case scenarios. This feeling of it's too good to be true. So recognize that as a piece of this as well. What ways do you constrict joy and happiness? What ways do you constrict yourself from just being angry or sad or fearful, scared? And having some discernment here too that we're not necessarily saying that we're trying to sit in these emotions longer, but most of us constrict them before we ever really even experience them. We're working to get back to a balance of just letting our emotions run their course, right? Using them as guideposts, for whether our boundaries can be crossed, whether we're experiencing a transition from one thing to another, and then letting them pass as they naturally would if we would allow them some space. Let the eyes open, keep your hands by the sides. Chill sun salutation. Breathe in and reach the arms up and overhead. Look up. Exhale, soften the knees and come to fold over the legs. Breathe in and take a half lift. Breathe out, plant the hands and just step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and roll to plank pose. Breathe out, lower the knees, arch the back, lower the chest and the chin. Untuck the toes, press through the shins, slide to cobra pose. Elbows pull back, tops of feet press down, active legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. Press through the hands, really let the head fall heavy. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift the heels, bend the knees, and step all the way to the front of the mat when you arrive halfway. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, stand all the way up, arms to the sides and up. Look up and see the hands touch. Exhale, pull the hands through your center. Heel to the feet together. Inner edges of the feet touch. Breathe in and set the hips low. Arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant the hands, step or jump back to chaturanga. Lower half lift. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Breathe out, step your foot forward between the hands and spin your back heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up, warrior 2. Exhale, right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over the ear. Side angle variation. Just take a breath to arrive in and out. Inhale, reverse warrior, lean back. Right arm lifts up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, left knee comes to the mat, send to the inner edge of your right foot. Breathe in, right arm lifts up. Breathe out, float your back leg or your right leg. Breathing in. Breathing out, right hand comes to the mat, just level up the hips and tuck your left toe. Inhale, down dog split, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the foot forward. And spin your back heel down to warrior one. Breathe in, arms reach to the side and up. Hands touch overhead. Look at the thumbs. Wiggle the side of the waist long. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more cycle here. Sink into your front knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands come to the mat. Inhale for plank pose. Exhale, stay here or lower halfway. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands and swing your back heel down. Breathe in, warrior two. Breathe out, left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over the ear. Take one breath to arrive, side angle variation. Inhale, lift up, reverse warrior. Left arm lifts. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Breathe in for plank pose. Breathe out, lower your right knee, swing to the inner edge of your left foot. Breathe in, left arm reaches up, supported side plank. Breathe out, float your left leg. More weight's gonna come into the right hand. Breathing in. Nice. Breathing out, left hand comes to the mat, level the hips, tuck your right toe. Breathe in, down dog split, left leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands. Back heel spins down for warrior one. Breathe in, arms reach to the sides and up. Hands touch overhead. Warrior one here. Soften into your left knee as you wiggle the side of the waist long and reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathing out, hands come to the mat. Inhale, plank pose, look forward. Exhale, stay there, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. That's 1. 2. 3. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward between the hands. Walk the hands forward. When you get to the top, take a halfway. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, sit hips low, arms reach up to your pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands come to the waist. Separate the feet hip width distance, a couple inches between the big toes. Wiggle the sides of the waist long, and then soften the knees and fold over the legs. At the bottom, measure 2 fists between the big toes, and then touch the big toes with the first 3 fingers. Breathe in, wiggle the sides of the waist long. Breathe out, fold over the legs. Elbows pull in opposite directions. Head falls heavy towards the floor. Keep a nice awareness in the legs here. So the legs are active, the quads and the hamstrings even. Press down through the feet. See if you can soften the upper body. So shake the head side to side a bit here. Open and close the mouth, soften the eyes. Let the shoulders be soft. And breathe. Tadasana. One more cycle here, in and out. Breathe in to look forward, release the toes. Breathe out, plant the hands, and just step, step, step all the way back to downward facing dog. Just observe 1 cycle of breath here. Breathe in to lift your right leg up. Breathe out, step your foot forward between the hands and spin your back heel down. Catch a block and place it outside the left or the right ankle. Breathe in to straighten your right leg. Yeah, right hand comes to right block. Breathe out, peel your left arm up for triangle pose. Yeah. Breathe in to lengthen out the sides of the body. Breathe out, flip your top hand and drape the arm behind the back. From here, take your gaze down and soften your right knee. Weight's going to come into your right foot. You're going to kind of tap the left toe in and find half moon pose. Right hand comes forward about 12, 18 inches forward of the right toe, and that left foot floats. Maybe you bring the block to a higher setting, creating a little bit more space for the sides of the waist. Yeah, eventually we kind of do this posture with the bottom hand off the floor. So if you want to find that, so you've got like the tips of the fingers on the block, that's totally cool. Breathing in, breathing out, soften your right knee, slide back to triangle pose. And then breathe in, soften front knee, comes up and back for reverse warrior, right hand reaches up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Breathe in for plank pose. Breathe out, left knee comes to the mat, spin to the inner edge of your right foot. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, float the right leg. Breathe in here. Breathe out, bend the right knee and catch the outer edge of the foot. Just an option. Kick the foot into the hand and let the whole front side of the body open here. Maybe the gaze comes up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to the shape we had before. Right hand comes to the mat, tuck your left toe underneath. Inhale, down dog split, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the foot forward and tap your back knee down, untuck the toes. Breathe in, arms reach to the sides and up. Anjaneyasana here. Reach the arms up, stay here, or eagle wrap the arms, left goes underneath right. Backs of the hands press or hands press. And then elbows lift up. Take the gaze to the inner seam of the elbow. Keep letting the hips sink down towards the floor. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. And out. Come back to neutral. Unwind the arms. Hands come to the mat. Tuck back toes. Lift the back knee. Step to plank pose. Look forward. Exhale, lower half knee. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Spin your back heel down. Take a block outside the left ankle. Left hand comes to block. Breathe in to straighten left leg. Breathe out, peel the right arm up. Triangle pose. Try to keep your front ribs soft. Back ribs reach up towards the neck, the back of the neck. And then you can flip the top hand and drape the arm behind the back. Take your gaze down and soften your left knee. Hop in your back foot, maybe a half of a foot or 6 inches. And then this left hand reaches forward about 12 to 18 inches. Right leg floats up, half knee pose. Flex your right foot. Maybe the gaze turns to the side or even up towards the ceiling. You're not to completely walk out of your standing leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Soften the left knee and slide back to triangle pose. Breathe in, bend your left knee, lift your left arm up and back, reverse warrior. And circle the hands to the mat. Breathe in for plank pose. Breathe out, bring your right knee to the mat. Spin to the inner edge of your left foot. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, float your left leg. Stay here, bend the knee, catch the foot behind the back. Kick the foot into the hand and just let the front of the body open here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. With these, the right hand comes to the mat, left hand comes to the mat, tuck your right toe. Inhale, down dog, split, left leg lifts. Exhale, step your foot forward and tap your right knee down, untuck your right toe. Breathe in, arms reach to the sides and up, Anjaneyasana here. Let the hips sink forward. And then eagle wrap the arms, right goes underneath left. Lift the elbows, lift the sternum, let the chin lift. Gaze comes to the inner crease of the elbows. A nice back bend here. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep letting the hips sink in and out. Come back to neutral. Unwind the arms, frame the front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. You're then step to plank pose, look forward. Breathe out, lower half leg. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. 3 cycles of breath here. a little bit more work before we wind it down. Breathe in and lift your right leg. Breathe out, step your foot forward, swing your back heel down. Same thing here, coming into triangle pose. Breathe in, bring the block outside the right foot. Breathe in, straighten right leg. Breathe out, right or left arm reaches up. Flip the hand and bring the arm behind the back. Take the gaze down and soften your right knee. Hop in your back foot 6 inches. And then reach your right hand forward. Come to stand on the right leg, left leg lifts. Half moon pose. Yeah, see if you can make that transition just a tiny bit smoother. From here, stay or bend your left knee and catch the foot with the left hand. Once you have the foot, kick the foot into the hand without letting this right toe turn in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release. Come back to half moon. Left arm can reach up. And then soften the knee and slide back to triangle pose. Soften the right knee. Right arm reaches up and back. Reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Breathe in for plank pose. Breathe out. Left knee comes forward outside the left wrist. Sink the hips down for pigeon. If you have a lot of space between the left hip and the floor, take one of your pillows and prop yourself up. We're going to stay lifted for this round. The hands can come a little bit more forward so there's no strain in the low back. And breathe. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck back toe, lift the back knee. Step to plank pose and lower all the way to your belly. Come to Sphinx pose, forearms come to the mat. Bring your right hand over towards your left. And then use your left hamstring to pull the left foot in. Turn to the left, catch the left foot, the inner left foot. Pull the heel down towards the outer edge of your left hip. And then maybe you can swip the fingertips forward, elbow points up. From here, turn your torso back to the front. Press through the right forearm. To feel a nice opening in the front of your left leg. Breathe, breath. Half crowd pose. Try not to let the heel and leg splay too far to the left. Keep it mostly kind of right behind you. And then turn yourself to the left and release the foot, no strain knee. Come back to center. Elbows go wide. Right hand comes on top of the left. Forehead comes to the hands. Let the heels splay out. Just completely let go of the legs here. Slide the hands underneath the armpits and press to hands and knees. Breathe in and reach your right leg behind you. Breathe out, step the foot forward and come back into Tadasana. This time you're going to walk your hands to the top of the right thigh. Let the hips sink forward. And then use your left hamstring to pull the left heel towards the seat. We're just reaching the left hand back today. So reach back and then turn the torso forward. Keep your right forearm on top of the right thigh or the right hand. And just focus on the quad stretch. See if you can stay here and release. Should be a little bit more intense, a little bit different than what we did on the belly just now. I mean, it's pretty intense this morning. I did a hike yesterday that was a little intense, but not so much. Yeah. So just breathe through it. And then release and bring your hands to the mat. Step to front pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Back heel spin down, take your block outside the left wrist. Inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, right arm reaches up. Breathe in to flip your right hand, and then exhale, drape the arm behind the back. Look down and soften your left knee. Hop in your back foot about 6 inches, and then launch forward into half moon pose. Right leg lifts up to your spine. Yeah, maybe bring this left block a little bit higher. Stay here, option to bend your right knee, touch the outer edge of the right foot with your right hand. Kick into the hand and allow the whole front of the body to open. So Tadasana variation, Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. Mouthful. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release, come back to half moon. Soften your left knee and just slide back to triangle pose. Bend your left knee, reverse where your left arm reaches up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the and pose. Breathe out, left or right knee comes forward outside the right hand. Let the hip sink down. Once again, if the right hip is quite far off the mat, do the prop underneath the hip. And then maybe you come to the fingertips here. We're going to stay lifted. The fingertips can come forward a bit. Let the eyes close. See if you can witness the change. Right, wherever you have tension, just notice how it changes, knowing that it will change. Walk the hands back. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, come to plank pose, and lower all the way to the belly. 1, 2, 4 reps into that. Left hand comes over towards the right, to the left forearm comes a little bit of a diagonal across the front of the mat. Use your right hamstring to pull your right heel in towards the seat. Look to your right, torso turns to the right, touch the inner edge of the foot, and then pull the heel to the outer edge of the right hip. Fingertips will roll forward, elbow comes up, and then the torso can turn towards the front. Keep pressing down through the left forearm. Press a little bit down through the left toes as well, just for stabilization here. So your deep breath. And then look all the way to the right. Release the right foot. Come back to a Sphinx pose. Parallel the arms. Swivel the elbows to the side. Left hand coming on top of the right. Forehead comes to the mat. Just completely relax the legs. The heels kind of splay out probably for most of us. Just feel the support underneath the belly of the mat. Knowing that this will be in a comfortable position. And then slide the hands back underneath the armpits, press the hands and knees. Breathe in and reach your left leg back. Breathe out, take the knee towards the nose and step the foot forward. Come into Asana again, so hips come forward. Walk the hands to the top of the left thigh. Just arrive here for a moment. Tuck your right toes and scoot that right knee back a little bit. And then use the right hamstring to pull the right heel towards the seat. Right hand reaches back and catches the outer edge or outer side of the right ankle. Left forearm or hand will stay on top of the right thigh. Just stay here for today. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're not going to do one-legged peak pigeon today. So we're just looking for the quad stretch a little bit more intense, probably than half frog for most of us. Breathing in, stay with your breath. If it's intense, let it be intense. I know it is for me. If that's you, you're not alone. And release the foot. Hands come to the mat. Step to plank pose. Look forward. And bring down your facing down. Let the head fall heavy. Lengthen the side gaze. Three more cycles of breath here. In and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring your knees to the mat. Keep your wrists underneath the shoulders. I'm just going to find some cat cows here. These don't have to be your biggest cat cows. You can try to make them a little bit smaller than normal. This is more about syncing the breath with movement, with beginning to kind of calm the nervous system down. So begin like a belly drop, just like a really cow, a cat, really. Exhale, puff up the back for more like a kitten rather than a cat. Breathe in, belly drops, the cat. Listen to that. Exhale, puff up the back for kitten. Inhale, belly drops for cat. Exhale, puff up the back for kitten. Come back to neutral. Walk the hands forward a bit. And then bring your right knee forward outside the right wrist. Let the hips sink down. Once again, put a prop underneath if you need. And then we're going to take a forward fold. So come to the forearms, come to blocks under the forearms. Forehead can come to the mat. And then let the hips sink. Inhale, slowly walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, lift the hips up. Onto the right hip and squeeze your left leg around. Come to Sukhasana, single cross-legged, left shin in front of the right. Strengthen out the side of the face and take another breath. You can put the elbows in front of the chin. A little bit shorter, walk the hands up, lean back, hands come back behind you, fingertips face forward, unhook or uncross the ankles, feet come to the mat, and then knees come towards the toes, lift the hips and let the head fall back. Breathing in, breathing in, and out. Right ankle crosses over the left, roll over the feet, come back to hands and knees. Bring your left knee forward outside the left wrist. Sink the hips down, sink the other side. And then walk the hands forward on the mat. Again, prop up for the forward fold. If your left hip doesn't reach the floor, go ahead and put a pillow underneath. And then walk the hands forward. Walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Sink onto the left hip and swing your right leg forward. Find Sukhasana, right shin and kind of simple cross-legged. Keep the hands by the hips, wiggle the side of the wrist long, and walk the hands forward for another fold. Forearms come to the mat. Let the head fall heavy. Open the mouth. Let the chest sink forward. And then the hands back up. Take the hands back behind you. Fingertips face forward. Uncross the feet. Soles of the feet to the mat. Knees go towards the toes. As the hips lift up. Find space in the front of the body. Let the head fall back. Just look straight up here. Breathing in with wrist to the top. Breathe in. Breathe in. And out. Top left ankle over the right. Roll over the feet. Come to hands and knees on your leg. Grab a block and twist it between the ankles. Come to sit in the Tadasana. Lift it up. Right away, hands rest on the lap. Let the eyes close. Love is the last thing you need to ration in this world. The surest way to ensure you have a reserve of compassion and empathy for others is to attend to your own feelings. So take another moment here to use the breath as the pathway to just stay with yourself. The breath as a way to observe, as a way to keep yourself anchored in this internal space that we are cultivating, where we can notice our thoughts, notice our habits. What do we tend to do? Where do we tend to clench? Where do we tend to, avoid feeling a certain thing? They're all like really real human phenomena. Most of us are not unique, right? For the most part, we do this mostly as children to protect ourselves. And so in the many ways, the body and mind are their main goal is for us to survive. So we can have respect for that and know that that system will always be there as kind of groundwork. At the same time, knowing that we're not in danger anymore. As adults, we can more consciously make decisions and understand the workings of our mind. Sometimes our habitual response doesn't serve us anymore. We're just finding the space to look. Maybe nothing comes up right in this moment. But sitting with the concept, the promise, will ping into your mind at a later moment. Being aware that this is of our internal reality. Over time, you'll notice perhaps a pattern. Even recognizing that maybe there is a pattern in the way that I respond or react whenever things upset me and trigger me. And when that happens, continuing to give ourselves compassion and empathy, especially for our inner child who's just trying to protect itself, right? And empathy for that part of ourselves and having empathy for our present selves. To notice and to observe without judgment as much as we can. Becoming just one iota more awake, one iota more aware of what's really happening. Let the eyes quite open. Lift yourself up off your block. Cross the ankles behind you, roll over the feet. You're going to lean back and cross the right leg over the left. You may come to a seated spinal twist, and not a twist, but seated spinal leg. You put a block underneath the feet. Or you can let the top knee fall on top of, the left for Gopakasana. We'll even wrap the arms, left goes underneath right. Breathe in and lift the elbows slightly. Breathe out, hook the elbows, or just bring the elbows to tap the knees. Whether the top knee, the right knee is in seated spinal or Gopakasana. And then actually pull the forearms closer to you and tip the head forward. Just bring the third eye or the space between the eyebrows to your thumbs. Breathe. Slowly rise, release the arms, take the arms wide, lean back, unwind, and put the left leg on front seated spinal, legs with the knee up, or you can let the top knee fold on top of the right. So the left leg is on top. You go wrap the arms, right goes underneath left this time. Pull the elbows up a bit, and then reach forward, and you can put the elbows over the knees. And then bring the forearms back and the thumbs come to the third eye, space between the eyebrows. And just breathe here. And then make sure that both hip points are bending down into the mat. And slowly lift, unwind the arms, keep the arms wide. Hands come behind you, unwind the legs. Extend the legs long and grab your pillows. Bring one on either side. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Place your pillows underneath the knees and we're going to come to lay down in a Supta Baddha Konasana, supported here. So come to lay down, you can catch the knees. Fold the towel and place it underneath that head if you want support there. Otherwise, bring the pillows in nice and close so they're almost supporting you right underneath the thighs. And then bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Let the eyes close. Let the body get heavy. There's a couple options here. You can stay in the supported Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can take the hands to the outer edges of the thighs and scoop the knees together. And then from there, you'll extend the legs along. If you want to move the pillows, shimmy them underneath the knees. For Shavasana, you can do that as well. But let the legs go long if you're going to choose Tadasana. Otherwise, you can Same, again, that supported supervised palms back up. Try not to shift so much. If you're going to transition, make it a quiet transition and continue to let your body drop. Take deep and drop towards the floor. Thumbs drop towards the floor. The outer tips of the shoulders and upper arm bones get heavy. The jaw hangs soft. The tongue is heavy. Let the whole body completely relax in Tadasana. Bring your attention back to your breath. Bring movement to your fingers and your toes. Keep the arms up and overhead. And let's big stretch here. Then bend the knees and the soles of the feet to the pillows or the mat. If you're in Supta, sweep the knees towards center. And then let the knees fall over to the right. The whole body turns to the right. Just find a fetal position. Keep the eyelids heavy or the eyes closed. And push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Feel the hands on the lap. Feel the hips grounding down into the floor. The crown of the head reaches up. In a world where so many have hardened their hearts to survive, the way you feel things deeply is a gift. Take your hands and press them to your heart, space to your chest. Notice the kind of security or grounding that creates. And then bring the hands to touch. Keep the thumbs to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Let the head bow to the heart. And stay. Alrighty. Coming to you. Hi, Jill. Happy Sunday. I jumped right in today. So thanks so much for joining me. Looks like someone else is here too. Let me know who it is. And let's see. There's going to be lots of changes for August. We're going to move classes to Zoom. But stay tuned on email and I'll explain a little bit more. Making some shifts to my business. All really exciting stuff. But stay tuned. Kind of the style or the vibe of my weekly classes will shift a little bit. And I think that it will resonate with most of you. Thank you again so much for donating to these classes. And I appreciate that so much. And you can find me on Venmo or on PayPal. If you have any problems, you can send me a message and I can give you that information. Otherwise, have a wonderful Sunday. The next time I see you, I will be back in Brooklyn in my apartment. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more well lit. Hopefully it will be a good thing for everyone. So Godspeed, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.